This chart shows potential savings if you employ an inverter on the district heating scheme. On the blue trace, the red trace if you run the pump without the inverter. Many people use the analogy of running a pump system like this without an inverter. It's like driving your car without the gears and just using the brakes. So you've got your foot constantly on the accelerator, and I think that shows that quite well. A company had recently installed a biomass boiler on a district heating system, and they were getting very good reductions in carbon emissions because they were burning wood locally sourced. The system had a 7.5 kilowatt pump that was pumping the hot water around the system. When we went in, we pointed out to them they could make savings if they reduced the amount of water pumped around the system depending on the return temperature. What you can do if you install something called an inverter, which is an electrical device, you can actually turn down the speed of the motor on the pump, and therefore you're not pushing the hot water around as much. Because the more energy that is taken out of the heating system, the lower the return temperature. If the system isn't working as hard, so it's not putting as much heating out on the system, the return temperature will be hotter, therefore it doesn't have to do so much work. And you will accrue great energy savings in terms of the system operation due to less energy used to power the pump effectively. But if it's working 24/7, that's quite enormous. Another place where you can use them and deploy them could be like big shopping centres. If you think about an empty shopping centre, before it's open, you've just got the cleaners going around, for instance, and security, you still have the same volume in there of space, and you want to ventilate that, especially if it's a shopping centre that's enclosed. You need air handling units, which are fans basically bringing in fresh air from outside. If you imagine it then at 3 o'clock on a busy Saturday afternoon before Christmas, you have many thousands of people in there. What an air handling unit can do is, if you link that with a CO2 sensor, that will increase the speed of the fan to deliver more fresh air into the centre. Basically, we have a demonstration rig for inverters here. We actually have two fan systems. The one on the left is controlled by a damper, i.e. that's a paddle within the ductwork that will open or close the ductwork. And you have a fan running at constant speed that's pushing air against that paddle. So the paddle's acting as a throttle to restrict the airflow. On the right hand side, we have another fan that's controlled by an inverter. An inverter is an electrical device that controls the motor speed for the fan to deliver as much air as you want, so there's no waste in the energy. So rather than having a paddle like the system on the left, you want less air, you just turn the fan down. If you turn a fan speed down by 20%, your potential energy savings are just over 50% on a perfect system.